Peter, not every Jewish person is good with money.
Well, yeah, I guess not.
Larry Fink.
But why would you even say that? For shock value? Jeez, Cleveland, there's edgy and there's offensive. Good day, sir.
So, it would seem good old dear Prudence decided to come out and play today. Well, that's good to see. You know, when you're locked in jail for offending the juice, life ain't so easy. I gotta scrounge for dead rats to eat. I gotta make sure nobody else gets access to the yay I'm hiding. I have prison guards who are always trying to get me trapped in a room by myself for some odd reason. And yet, in spite of all of that, I've learned to live in complete peace, knowing that Larry Fink is denied access to anything in life.
Ho ho.
Damn, Frit. You treat this man like he's your next Jim Ryan. That's because he is. Ever since Jim Ryan said he was stepping down, I didn't have a corporate CEO to bully anymore. And along comes Larry Fink with his modern audience propaganda, with his quote-unquote forced behaviors and changes, and I knew he's my guy.
I could argue in the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations. Okay, that's something that most people never talked about. You know, we always used to think shrinking population is a cause for negative growth. We'll be able to elevate the standard of living of countries and the standard of living of individuals, even with shrinking populations. And so the paradigm of negative population growth is going to be changing. And the social problems that one will have in substituting humans for machines is going to be far easier in those countries that have declining populations.
If there's anybody in life I want to see fail over and over and over again, it's Larry Fink. Because the harder his life is made, the harder it is to get these ESG scores and DEI pushed in our media. It's perfect.
And if you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted.
So as you can imagine, I got quite a stiffy just hearing this news.
ISS Glass Lewis tell BlackRock shareholders to reject CEO Fink's 2023 pay package. Shareholders of BlackRock have been asked to vote against the proposal to ratify the 2023 compensation package of Chairman and CEO Lawrence D. Fink at its annual meeting by proxy advisory firms Institutional Shareholder Services and Glass Lewis. In a proxy paper issued on April 27, ISS noted that Fink's total pay package for 2023 of approximately 27 million ranks above the median pay for CEOs in the financial services industry. By comparison, the median pay for CEO peers is about 21.5 million. According to ISS, for the most recent fiscal year, Fink will have a base pay of 1.5 million, bonus and non-equity incentives totaling 7.9 million, deferred and all other compensation of about 1.9 million, as well as issuance of restricted shares valued at some 16.6 million.
What do I pay you for? What do I pay you for? You're literally less than useless! My paraplegic grandma could do more than you, god damn it!
Whoa, wait. So not only is this man 5 times more woke than the average CEO, but he also gets paid more than the average CEO for doing it? I mean, I don't want to make, a stereotypical joke about how much Larry loves money, but I mean, the man really likes money, and he gets it for nothing and the chicks for free. Okay, so his base pay is 1.5 million. Right off the bat, that's way too much. And then he gets a bonus of $7.9 million. Then he gets an extra 1 million, and then has some shares valued at 16 million. This man, for all his talk about equity, for all his talk about diversity, for all his talk about inclusion, really operates just like all the other CEOs who don't follow the woke agenda. He's just as corrupt. If he really believed in DEI, you figure he would redistribute all of that wealth he holds, but let's face it, he wants DEI to be pushed through other people's money. He wants to hold on to his own. In the financial services industry world, this guy is clearly overpaid. I'm honest to God not sure how his value continues to increase year by year when the vast majority of the human population doesn't even seem to value DEI to the extent he does. But again, owning shares in just about every major company you can think of is probably why BlackRock really loves Larry Fink. It's not about the quality of his services, it's about power, control, and influence. And he has all of that. He's their guy.
BlackRock's long-standing executive compensation program is driven by a strong pay-for-performance culture, and the same metrics-driven framework used to set executive compensation in prior years, said a spokesperson for BlackRock. We value the opinions of our shareholders. On an average, more than 90% of votes cast by our shareholders over the last decade have been in support of our executive compensation program. As previously reported by Pensions and Investments, Fink's total compensation for leading the world's largest money manager in 2023 slipped by roughly 18% from the year before, according to BlackRock regulatory filings.
Get what you fucking deserve!
Based! Absolutely based! I mean, yeah, 18% is nothing in the grand scheme of things, but 18% of Larry Fink's money could buy an entire school district all the Warhammer sets they could ever ask for. And, well, you know, knowing Larry Fink's background and his love for money, you know he's having trouble sleeping at night knowing about all of that lost percentage of that pay package. Well, damn, Frit, you're quite petty. Celebrating a man losing out on his own bread? You're damn right. Yeah, I mean, until you actually know who Larry Fink is and what BlackRock does, you will not understand why I'm celebrating. I have the biggest smile on my face right now because it's hurting the right person. Larry Fink, if he makes less bread, that only makes me happier. The soulless corporate entity losing out on money is basically legal torture for a rich person. It's the only way you'll ever be able to feel satisfied about them being hurt, is watching them lose money, especially since he comes from a background where they consider the rest of us regular folks goyams. The best part being that we all know Larry Fink will be all right. Larry Fink knows he'll be more than okay, and it's still mental torture. So, I'm quite satisfied.
In explaining its recommendation to vote against Fink's overall pay package, ISS stated in the proxy paper, while the majority of equity awards restricted shares are based on clearly disclosed multi-year goals that appear reasonably rigorous, there are significant concerns regarding the process used to determine annual cash incentive awards. ISS added that while annual cash incentive determinations are guided by performance assessments and consistent financial metrics were evaluated, guided by performance assets and financial metrics were evaluated, payouts are ultimately discretionarily determined. The proxy lacks several key disclosures, including quantified target goals and individual metric weighings, which are important in assessing pay for performance linkage, particularly when discretionary determinations have contributed to a pay for performance misalignment.
Whoa, seems like somebody's finally starting to notice maybe, just maybe, we're paying Larry Fink too much? No! What would ever make you think that? Let's face it, performance-wise, what BlackRock pushes for, and a lot of media, does not print money. Everything woke turns to shit, as a famous orange man once said. To summarize it, the ISS believe that the lack of transparency makes it difficult for shareholders to evaluate whether Fink's pay was appropriately linked to the company's performance. I mean, after BlackRock lost management of the $8.5 billion Texas fund assets, can you really blame them for second guessing what they're paying Larry? The man's politics, his push for wokeism, it's turning out to be quite a liability.
In light of these concerns, ISS noted the quantitative pay for performance misalignment is not mitigated, and a vote against this proposal is warranted. Similarly, in its own proxy paper issued on April 25, Glass Lewis expressed its concerns about retention awards granted to some executives, including Fink. We believe that the disconnect between pay and performance during the year-in review warrants shareholder concern, Glass Lewis said. BlackRock, which will hold its annual shareholder meeting on May 15th, reported record assets of $10.5 trillion as of March 31st. In calendar 2023, BlackRock saw net inflows of $289 billion. For the full year, the company reported net income of $5.5 billion on revenues of $17.86 billion, a 0.08% decline from 2022.
You know what woke means? It means you're a loser.
I mean, this is nothing but good news. I mean, if you do not like to see ESG scores and DEI overtaking your video games, your movies, your TV shows, your comic books, your everything, then this man having his pay package disapproved is good news. What this man proposed didn't favor white workers and actually left them at a significant disadvantage over inclusivity hires. What this man brings to the table is pure evil, pure lunacy, forcing companies to hire minorities and compensating them for it is an absolutely racist policy that is quite possibly going to leave more companies pulling away from BlackRock. It is far too divisive of a policy to put forward. So, I mean, yeah, if you're the ISS, you're probably thinking to yourself, is this really a $27 million idea? No, it's not. I mean, we have to just go and look at Warhammer. We can see exactly how BlackRock's influence has influenced Games Workshop, because Space Marine 2 is being directed by, well, this person.
Let's see here. Did you guys see that Space Marine 2? Senior writer on Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2.
Well.
Blue, pink, white flag. Wow, what a shocker. Wow. Oh my God, every single time. And yet we're the bad guys for pointing out this noticeable pattern and trend. Okay, whatever. Continue, my capybara friend.
Let's not cast cis white men and stuff for a year and see what happens just for fun.
Wow, you know, I can't help but feel like this is a trend. Hiring game developers that just despise white people and are so openly prejudiced towards them online. It's almost as if companies like BlackRock are encouraging other companies to hire lunatics like this with mental illness. Now are you understanding why I'm so celebratory towards someone like Larry Fink losing out on money?
Sorry, cishet white dudes, comics don't belong to you. Comics never belong to you.
Oh my God, and another thing they also hire these people to do, historical revisionism, taking away credit from white people and handing it over to people who haven't created anything. You'll begin to wonder, where do these folks come from? They're all pre-programmed to think the exact same thing. White straight men that built everything evil, give money and positions of power to minorities. It's all they know.
We meet another superhero every month until our demands are met.
Oh wow, surprise, surprise, they want every character in the world to be gay. What a shocker. And on top of that, referring it to as a demand. At the very least, they're self-aware enough to realize that what they're doing is demanding these things and not asking for it. Said the quiet part out loud, but carry on.
Oh boy.
If you're going to insist on playing the wizard game, stop bending yourself into a pretzel trying to find a way to explain or justify doing so, and have the conviction to just say, transphobia is not a deal breaker for me.
And this is the senior writer for a game of one of the most brutal franchises ever conceived.
You know what woke means? It means you're a loser.
So that is who that tweet was from last year. That's who it was. I didn't even know this person was working on Space Marine 2 when I saw that tweet last year. Oh my God, it all comes full circle, doesn't it? And every single time, this is who BlackRock wants to hire. This is what BlackRock pushes for. People with this mentality. They want them in positions of power, and they want them to be represented in media. But their heads aren't screwed on right. They really joined the crowd that was trying to bully and harass people into not buying Hogwarts Legacy. They're one of those. Already off to a very, very bad start. If this was in the reverse and it was a white dude saying this about black people and other minorities, they would be barred from ever being hired in the industry. I don't think Games Workshop and BlackRock understand that people now being aware of this may possibly hurt the potential of Space Marine 2's success, even if the game does turn out to be good in spite of all of this revelation. There will still be a crowd who puts their foot down and says, no, we will not support a company who props up individuals like this and pays them. Because when you buy this game, you help keep people like that employed. That's all I'm saying. When people like Larry Fink push for this type of propaganda, it's done so with the backing of trillions of dollars. It's a pretty concerning thing, and you cannot blame others for making it their concern. Your demographic is constantly scrutinized, under attack, and now underpaid and underrepresented for the sake of quote-unquote progress. See, from a normal person's eyes, everyone should be treated equally. No one should be propped up above others or intentionally underrepresented. That's how you truly achieve equality, but in their mind, equality can only be achieved by putting down white people, being prejudiced towards them, and misrepresenting them. Their goal isn't equality. Their goal is to punish white people. And so to that I say, hit them where it counts. Their money. They can't do anything if you're not buying what they put out. Let their sick, twisted ideology go broke, literally. But hey, I'm just a popsicle stick giving some basic advice here. It's completely up to you. Just like liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing is completely up to you. So do it. With that being said, see all of you in the next one.
Free Congo sucks ass.